A couple rebel top gun pilots flying with nowhere to be. Oh, don't know you super well, but I think that you might
Lorde,
be the same
Melodrama.
as me.
Is it good? Is it bad? Let's find out. So if you don't know who Lorde is, she is a New Zealand pop artist that came up with that really great song Royals. At least people think it's good. It's not one of my favorite songs of hers, definitely, but a decent album overall, with Pure Heroine being the first album, and that came out when she was 16. She was 16 and she made that album. It's pretty great. Okay, so the dog is eating right now. That's that noise, and then there's puppies kind of murmuring around, so that's what you're gonna be hearing. Sorry about that. Lorde's second album, and it's really about the ins and outs of being alone and dealing with a past relationship. That's what I got out of this album. For the most part, I think this album is pretty freaking excellent, for a pop album especially. This album's surprisingly mature, especially for her age. She's only 19 and she made this phenomenal record. Praise the Lord. The first song and single on this album is Green Light, and this is basically like what's resulting in the aftermath of a past relationship, and she's just waiting to get over this guy, essentially. This guy is kind of haunting her mind, and she's just trying to let go, but she can't, and she's just waiting for that green light in her mind to just open up and move forward with her life. I really love the lyrical play in this song. I love how like uplifting but also kind of realistically sad it is a little bit, because you kind of relate to Lorde, because I don't know if you've ever been in a relationship, but you kind of have a hard time getting over people unless they're real pieces of shits. What really catches your attention, at least my attention in this song, is the piano. It's a real driving force actually throughout this whole album, and there's some really nice synths in there, especially during the climatic part of the song. And the echoing of "Green Light, I Want It" is very, very catchy. Following track, Sober, is more of a song about drowning in your own sorrows, but at the same time trying to have fun but not realizing how to cope with your emotional problems and trying to escape, essentially. Hey, I really enjoy the sound design on this song, and its brass, when the brass section comes in there, that's also really good. I mean, it sounds MIDI, but it's there. It's definitely. That chorus line is freaking catchy too. She's really good at writing catchy choruses. And the producer, Jack Antonoff, just does an awesome job producing this album, not gonna lie. Then we got the next track, Homemade Dynamite. It has this really sexual, seductive vibe to it, but not being too seductive. It has these like synthesizers that kind of remind me of like the movie It Follows, with how the synthesizers kind of play out like a horror movie, like an 80s horror movie. And I enjoyed that, even though it's kind of funky for this song. I just thought it meshed really well, and it didn't feel like a horror song, not trying to say it did. This also feels like a song Britney Spears would have cooked up in like 2005, how suave it all sounds. Now, I'm not sure how to say this one correctly. I think it's Lavare. It's like French of some sort, I think. In all honesty, this song doesn't really do much for me. I do see it fitting well with the context of the album though, and it's not really a song I'm gonna be coming back to when I look back on this album. It's just kind of there, and like if I was gonna listen to the whole thing, I wouldn't mind it, but there is a part in there that I do like towards the end where there's electric guitar and it kind of ends the song like that, and I do love that ending. That's a great way to end this track. Now, the funny thing about this next track, Liability, is I did a track review on this, and I still feel the same way about it. It's just a song that kind of wrecks me, makes me feel useless and just miserable, but in a good way, because it just has that emotional impact that I'm pretty sure she was aiming to get towards you. You really get this melancholy feel with the piano, and feels really impactful and personal too. Oh, the feels. Damn it! And Lorde's voice just sells the delivery so well on this track, in this album especially. This is way way beyond her years. To me, this song feels like you're unwanted and you're just left out and you feel like a pest to everyone and you're only good in those short doses. I think a lot of people can relate to that, especially in high school. It just makes me sick, but I love listening to this track. It's a very nice track to kind of get sad with. Then we got Hard Feelings and Loveless. This song to me is about when love kind of dies down and the feelings are just no longer there, at least for one person, and you're just left in those awkward silences in the car and you're just begging to try and fix it. When she really says hard feelings, she really puts an emphasis on there, and I think it means something. Like, you can just feel that heart wrench in her and you're just like, yeah, I get it, I really do. By the end, it's not gonna end well for this couple, and that's when Loveless picks up, where the love has completely died down. Yeah, that totally makes sense why you put basically two songs together, because they're kind of the same idea or the same like relationship, I believe. I don't know, I'm not Lorde, I don't write these songs, I just try to interpret them a little bit. Then we got the mesmerizing Sober 2, and I love Sober, so Sober 2, really looking forward to listening to this one, and it does not disappoint with that opening, with those vibrant strings, and then it cuts it out, and then piano jumps in there. It just sounds freaking artful. I just made up a word. Is artful a word? Probably not. Having a real emphasis on the melodrama in her life, and when she starts emphasizing on that, she has like this nice hip-hop drum section in there with the strings coming back, and I just get this rage-esque vibe towards the end of the song. Like, she's kind of mad in like a very calm way. Then we got Rider in the Dark, and this song totally reminds me of like something Carole King would have written in like the album Tapestry or something. It's just so beautifully put together and lyrically excellent in a poetry sense and a song sense, because I could see this being read as a poem to people and it just have the same impact that it does in song form. The song just paints a very vivid picture in my mind how much she really likes this guy and loves him and just wants to be with him. Nice piano and some strings making it sound very full, and you get this feeling that she's trying to get over this guy, like she can live without him, but she doesn't want to at the same sense. Now we got the next song, Supercut, and this one, don't get me wrong, this song is not bad by any sense, but it's not that great in my opinion either. But lyrically, it is good and it fits the album good, but it's not like that other song. It just doesn't make me go, yeah, I definitely want to come back to this particular song. How I feel about this song is it's kind of showing Lorde's vulnerability and wanting to be with this one person, and she'd basically, like, as soon as he would call, she'd be like all for it, like now kind of feeling, and I've definitely felt that before, so we're on the same boat there. Other than that, just not that interesting of a song. I mean, it's good in the sense of the album. Then we got Liability reprised, and I like this track. I feel like I might have a misinterpretation of the song, but it feels like she kind of switched or reversed the roles of her being the liability, and now it's the other guy, the guy that she loves is the liability in her own life, and that's what this reprise is trying to tell you. Like, she's her own person and she's better than that. I don't know if that's actually what it is, but that's what I got out of it. Then we drift into the end of this album, Perfect Places. This track to me is like saying, don't worry, you're young, there's more out there, just trying to find your perfect place, even though what is a perfect place? That's what I get out of this song. I think this end song has to do with acceptance. Like, everything's just wrapping up, and this is what, like, the end result is to this whole album, is acceptance of people will be people. I don't know. Either way, this song is an excellent closer. I definitely love this song. It's probably one of my favorites on the album, and it closes the album perfectly, in my opinion. So now, I've talked about every track, weirdly enough. I usually just talk about, like, a couple, usually sometimes, but this album definitely deserves to be talked about, because damn, this album's good. Only 2 tracks I would really, like, disclude out of, like, if you were gonna just buy single songs, I would say, yeah, you can skip those, but if you're gonna buy the album, because it's pretty excellent. especially as a whole, I definitely have to say this is an easy 5 out of 5, maybe a low 5 out of 5 because of those 2 tracks, but other than that, this album's very, very good. You really feel like you're in her mindset, and you feel that like aloneness that she's feeling throughout this album, and it's not always a bad thing, it's not always a good thing, and it's just in the middle kind of section. I will say though, this album is more like a breakup album. I'm not gonna lie, I see all the songs, it's mostly about her and a guy and coping with the loneliness and trying to forget about it. That's how I see it. I don't know, just my interpretation. It's more of a breakup album, but it's definitely an appropriate album for where she is in her life, because her last album, Pure Heroine, was more about teenage angst and becoming someone, and this is more shaping out yourself kind of album, I guess. I mean, but she's damn mature, and she makes some really good lyrical content, and this album's super well produced. Yeah, I really enjoy this album. I'm super glad I listened to it. Anyways, what are you guys' thoughts on this album? What's your favorite Lorde song? Anyways, have a great one, and peace. Yeah, that's it.